Around the world in 80 days. Okay? Around the world in 80 days. Okay? So then, if it took an airplane 80 days to travel around the earth, but we travel around the sun in one day, every day, then wouldn't that make the sun really tiny? And then, if you account for the fact that we live inside of a Earth-Moon double yolk egg, right? So inside this dome, spherical dome of what we call Earth and the Moon, if you crack an egg and you look at the yolk, sometimes there's a double yolk, right? Well, that's what the Earth and the Moon is a double yolk egg. And the clear white, the clear part that then turns white when you cook it, which that's why the universe is frigid cold. But still move. You can still move through it. So it's not like ice. It's not ice cold, right? Because plasma doesn't freeze. So the whole thing of your blood freezing and blood boiling, not possible. You have mercury in your blood, and we have mercury in our blood, and so it's not possible for our blood to boil, first of all, and it's not possible for our blood to freeze for the same reason. Unless you just strip yourself of all metals. If you don't put iron and magnesium and zinc and potassium and sodium and strontium and calcium in your body, then yeah, your blood will probably freeze. At that point, you're pretty much a fucking zombie, really, because we need all those metals and electrolytes and everything in our body to function. So anyways, Earth and Moon is a double yolk egg, right? And then the clear part is the universe, the outer space, right? It's the outer space. And what you guys don't understand is the outer space is actually the quantum realm, okay? It's the quantum realm. Now, imagine this. Imagine, how when you put the sun through a magnifying glass, and how people burn ants with them, or you burn paper. I've lit my cigarette with it before. I've used a magnifying glass to light a cigarette. Just had the cigarette in my mouth and used the magnifying. It's hard because the white paper doesn't ignite as well, so you need the tobacco backing the paper. So if you try to burn through a white piece of paper, the sunlight actually kind of goes through it and doesn't really burn it. It needs something to attach to, some carbon to attach to. And white paper is not carbon. It's just paper, it's pulp. It's not. Now, when you add color, that's when you add the carbon, like charcoal, or coal. And then, you can dye the paper, and then that dye is what then can burn. And not the actual paper itself. So wood chars. It doesn't burn. What is burning is the combustion between the oxygen, the fuel source, and the ignition. So the ignition is obviously the flame, right? But see, trees can't burn without a flame, right? You can't just heat up a tree and it burn. It doesn't work. Electricity, lightning strikes don't burn, don't set trees on fire. They char them, they burn them, but they do not set them on fire. They cannot ignite them in flames, right? They cannot. The bark on a tree is not a tree. That's the bark. It's the shell. That will burn, that'll light on fire and burn, but the tree itself only chars. It smolders like coal. That's how they. In Minecraft, you literally put fucking wood in there and burn it to make coal, and then use that, as coal, as charcoal. It's charcoal, not coal. Coal you mine, and charcoal is you char wood to make charcoal. And so it's coal, but just charred wood as coal, charcoal. And so, anyways, we live in this double yolk egg, right? And the clear part of the egg is the universe, is the plenum. It's the brain. It's the imaginal. Sorry. Humans are the imaginal cells. The yolk, the yellow part of an egg, of a chicken egg, right? Of any egg, the yellow part, the yolk, is the imaginal part. That's the part that becomes the body, right? The clear part is the part that is the brain. So the clear part of a chicken. So when you guys only eat the whites, you're eating just the brain of the chicken. And then the yolk is the body. That's why horses, the yoke goes on their body. It's the yoke, like an ox, when you put the yoke on an ox, it's the yoke. It goes on their body, because and it's the bridge between the head and the body. Because the yoke, right here, the brain stem, it goes right here on the brain stem, but on the backside, obviously, but the brain stem is still inside here. Like the brain stem isn't just back here. Like it's not like it's just, no, you have a whole fucking, skeletal spinal cord that goes, through this whole fucking section. So, so you can sever your spinal cord from the front or the back or the side. It doesn't really matter. It's like, it's your spinal cord. Like it's the whole fucking thing. And it's like, think about a coaxial cable, right? And then our skin, my neck, is the cable, the outer cable, my skin is, and then inside is the main conduit, the spinal cord, the brain stem, all that shit, you know what I mean? So our nervous system, the gut brain, connects to our head brain through that brain stem, spinal cord. And when people like break their back or sever their spinal cord, they become paralyzed because their gut brain can no longer talk to their head brain. Okay? Well, they become physically paralyzed because they physically damage that part of their body. Well, you humans are mentally disconnecting your brain stems from your body by only being on the internet and only getting all your data and information from other sources. None of you humans source your own data now. You all outsource your data to somebody else or an AI or another human that you've never met, that you're only just believing them because you're retarded, because they have a PhD, so you think that they know what they're talking about, and they fucking don't. Just because they have anybody that has a PhD or that had to go to school to get a certificate of something, that means that they don't know what they're doing. Because somebody that has to go to school to learn that shit means that they don't know how to do it. I don't need to go to school to learn how to do anything because I just instinctively can learn how to do it. Brain surgery? Sure. Let me watch somebody do it and I can just copy them. Literally. I can watch somebody do anything and I can then copy it step by step, with an eidetic memory or whatever that memory thing is where you can just, I can just watch something be done and then I can perform it the same way or my own way. But get the same result. And let me tell you something. When I see something being done, I can personally go and do it better, my own way, and get the same result in less, in like a fraction of the time. There was a guy on X that he spent 20 years working on this UCR. You can go look on X. His name is Toby Venn. Toby, Tobie Venne, right? He's got this UCRM thing. I don't know what the fuck it is, okay? But it's 20 years. He spent 20 years on this project so far. 20 years. I spent 20 minutes on an algorithm for the 3I Atlas comet in space. I spent 20 minutes explaining how the comet was using the sunward-facing tail, the anti-tail, as a siphon, like a whirlpool tornado, because every tornado is a whirlpool on the inside. So every tornado is actually a whirlpool on the inside. It sucks down, and the outside draws up, right? It vibrates up and spins up, spins up. That's why it's called spinning up. And so anything that spins wants to spin up, but the downforce that it creates pulls down. The Leonardo da Vinci aerial screw, perfect example. And the spin up, he had to spin to go up, but he didn't account for the downforce that it creates, that it then sucks, gets pulled into. So that's why tornadoes are so weird and destructive, because the inside, when you're inside a tornado, on the very center, it's calm, it's peaceful. Like literally, you have no idea that there's an absolute fucking horrendous shit show going on in every direction around you, 360 degrees, you know. You have no idea, because in the eye of the storm, it's peaceful, it's calm. There is no, you know, it might feel a little heavy because of the weight, you know, of the air pressure and the MBs of the, you know, the M bars or whatever that are coming down. But like, it's peaceful and it's calm, you know, it's serene, you know. But outside, outside of the tornado, it's a fucking hellacious, you know, windstorm. And the thing is, tornadoes do not pick shit up and send them. The wind does that. What you are seeing in a tornado is just wind and debris and dust and dirt. A tornado is not like some physical object. It's literally just wind. It's just really fast wind and in a fucking funnel, in a whirlpool. And what you people are seeing is the fog, the rain, the mist, the dirt, the dust, the debris that then creates a skin for that vortex, for that tornado. Same with a hurricane. A hurricane is just a bunch of fucking water spun up in a fucking vortex. It's not some scary thing, dude. It's not something that's gonna fucking rip you out of your home and send you flying. No. Now, will wind send you flying? Yeah, sure. Wind, any wind can do that. It doesn't even have to be a fucking tornado, dude. You can be up on a mountain and a gust of wind come and just fucking send you off the mountain. Grand Canyon. People fall into the Grand Canyon all the time because the wind comes whipping across the plains and fucking just sends them, dude. Like, it happens all the time. People are like, oh, they fell in. We don't know how they fell in. The wind pushed them, dude. The wind literally pushed them. Like, I mean, how is that hard to understand? The wind is a force of nature. Like, it's literally a fucking force. So wind can push you. Like, that's why they have wind advisories and wind damage weather reports. They literally put out weather advisories for wind. Like, hey, watch out, it's gonna be windy. You know, watch out for damage. Brother, wind is a fucking weather, is a weather storm. Like, it's a type of weather. You know, just the same way a tornado, hurricane, a thunderstorm, lightning storm. Wind is also a type of weather. It's a force of nature that you people seem to just not understand. You guys think that like wind is just, oh, it's just wind, we can't see it. Motherfucker, you want to see wind? Just go look at what a tornado does, or a hurricane. That's wind. There's nothing special about a hurricane or a tornado. It's just wind. It's just chaotic wind that has organized into a funnel. That's it. It's a funnel cloud. Or a stovepipe. You know, a stovepipe. Literally called a stovepipe for that reason. Because it like in the cartoons, when, you know, they'd send like a bowling ball through a hose, you know, and you'd see that giant ball going through the hose, and it's like, bro, that's not even possible, right? It's like Minecraft physics, you know, water being suspended in midair and just float, you know, because you set a block, set the water block, and then remove the other block, and then the water just floats down. You know, it's like, how does it just float? And you can make water go uphill. You know, you can use water as an elevator in Minecraft. You know, so Minecraft physics are actually real physics, by the way. They are real physics. If you know how to work it like magic. It seems like magic to the uninitiated. Uninitiated? Yeah, the uninitiated. It seems like magic, but it's not. Just like Penn and Teller. They do magic, but it's not magic. It's just an illusion, right? They'll tell you how they do the trick, exactly how they do it, and literally show you themselves doing it, and you will still trick yourself. Teller was just talking, I watched a video from 8 years ago. Teller was talking about why he named himself, or why he is silent on stage, you know? And it's because he wants the people to do the trick themselves, because we are a better liar to ourselves than anybody else, right? We lie to ourselves better than we lie to anybody. So and I already knew this, why they do it this way. So if you can do the trick yourself, right? Because they're narrating the trick, you know, Teller or Penn is narrating it, Teller is doing it, and you're watching it and doing the trick yourself along with them. And so you're basically doing the trick yourself and still fooling yourself. And so that's what they want. Like, they want you to fool yourself through them as the vehicle. You know, they're basically allowing the audience to be a part of the show and maximizing the effect of the illusion. It's genius, absolute genius. Anyway, so and yeah, like also like Teller said, being silent is so like loud. It's like so you can, what I mean, like being silent. There's so much like intimacy. He said, with like being silent, and when you don't communicate with words and just body language, bro, that's how all animals communicate, is with body language. Yes, they do make sounds, but those sounds are not to communicate anything. Those sounds are to alert. Like that's an alarm. That's like a tornado siren going off. Same thing. It's not to communicate. They don't use sounds to communicate. They use sounds to grab attention. When they make sounds, it's like when we get hit on our head or bump our leg or something, or or we have a tender spot and it's tender. It's like that. It's a notification on our phone. It's just a notification. That's how animals notify each other. Hey, by the way, I'm coming through, or hey, by the way, this human's coming, or hey, by the way, Nancy looks fat today. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever they want to say. Like, hey, it's just a pop-up notification when they make sounds. They're notifying to each other. Hey, I'm here. Oh, yep, I'm here too. Okay, cool. Hey, I'm still here. Me too. Sometimes cows, they'll go back and forth for like fucking 2 hours straight. Moo, 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 moo. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. But no, they're sounding off. They're just letting each other know, hey, I'm still here. Hey, I'm still here. Hey, I'm still here. And they're expending no energy to do it because it's just a natural part of how they live. Like me talking. I don't expend any energy. I actually gain energy by talking. I actually generate energy by talking, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. And walking. That's why I'm pacing back and forth. When I walk, it's like, if I don't walk, I hurt. My back hurts if I don't walk. If I just stand still, my fucking whole body just hurts. Like not really that bad, but you know what I'm saying? I need to be moving. I have to be moving. I'm like a bullet bill, I'm like bullet bill, dude. I just have to stay on a vector. If I'm not moving, I'm dying. Like I literally feel like I'm dying if I'm not moving. If I'm not out in the outside, like in the woods, or like I am right now, which there's not much woods in Oklahoma. There's a lot of grasslands, but not really much woods. But you find these little like nested spots, right? And you see the grasslands out there. You see the grasslands out there, and out there's more grasslands. But like you find, and these are all horse trails. But this is actually just water runoff, by the way. This is not actually a trail. This is just water runoff here. These are horse apples. They look like tennis balls, I know, but they're just little horse apples. Oh god. They're supposedly these are poisonous to supposedly these are poisonous to horses, but I don't know. They do kind of bounce like a tennis ball. Hold on. Okay, no, not there, on like hard ground. Bro, the ground's too soft. Okay, well it is, but you can see that they like rot. I think if anything, if they did eat these, they would only be sick from when they rot. But look, these aren't even apples. These are like hold on, wait. Look at this. No, they're like, it's like broccoli. See, it's like broccoli, dude. Like the way that they're, like individual nodes here, like these little, you know what I'm saying? It's like broccoli. I don't even know what the fuck those things are. Wait, does that have hair on it? Hold on. Bro, there's hairs growing out of it. Huh. There's hairs. Let me see if I can get in the light here. Get some sunlight. There we go. Yeah, see the hairs? Weed has hairs that grow on it too, like that. Cactus has hairs like that. Cactus flowers. Don't they make peyote from cactus? No, they said that. Yeah, no, see. There's a little spider. That's cool. They say they make peyote from poop or whatever. They don't. It's from the cactus flower that grows from poop, like the way that mushrooms grow in horse poop. Well, horse poop isn't even poop. It's just grass. Like there's no poop in it. It's just grass because they only fucking eat grass. You know what I'm saying? Like so. But anyways, let's get back to what I was talking about. Around the world in 80 days. So if a guy in a plane made it around the world in 80 days, and we We're good. And we travel, or the sun. Yeah, we traveled around the sun in one day. Then, well, plus the guy that flew around in 80 days, he probably was flying the wrong way. He was probably flying the same direction the Earth spins at, and which would make him take longer. Because if you run or if you fly the Earth the way like a treadmill, right, you fly the opposite direction it's rotating, then you can get around the Earth a lot faster. But if you go the same direction the Earth is rotating, then you're actually going to lose time because the Earth is rotating faster than you can fly. And so you'll actually, it'll be like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, type shit. And so you'll get 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step. So that's why it took 80 days. It probably would have only taken 20 days if the guy would have just been flying the other way. Or 40 days if he would have flown vertically. Or, whatever way he flew, if he would have flown the other XY vector, XY. Or XY, or XY, whatever, whatever, I don't fucking know which one's X and Y, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. But one of them's X, one of them's Y, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, the Y is this way, the X is this way. Yeah, that's right. Y is, Y, X. So, yeah. So then the sun must be really tiny, because and then the Yoke. Think about it. A magnifying glass magnifies the sun, right? Well, our atmosphere already magnifies the sun, like crazy. Like imagine our atmosphere, right? The magnetosphere, ionosphere, everything. Imagine that as like a gargantuan, cosmically Earth-sized magnifying glass. But like instead of a magnifying glass, they have these things called magnifying domes. They have like these, where you can like rest it on the paper, and it has a dome, and you can like slide it to, so it makes it easy. So you don't have to like adjust the magnifying glass. It's just a dome that sits on your like flat on the paper, like it sits like flat like this, and then you can just slide it across, like slide it, and then the dome it like shows you the words. And so imagine that, right? Now imagine like living inside that dome, right? Like a snow globe, right? But not a globe, a snow dome. Not a snow globe where it's fully sphere, but where the bottom is like flat, kind of, kind of like rounded, like this actually. This is actually a perfect, It's like this, but like this, but like this, but like this. So this rounded part on the front here is what I mean. But it's only like this tall. But like, I don't know. Imagine this is, just fully spherical, but still kind of flat on one side. So then this front part would be domed on top here. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like domed like that, but instead of flat on this part, it'd be domed. Yeah. So boom like this, but a mushroom top on top. So flat on the bottom, mushroom on top. A dome, a fucking dome, dude. I don't know why I'm trying to explain a dome when a dome is a fucking dome. So, but I guess because an egg in a pan, literally a fucking egg yolk in a pan that you just cracked. That's the Earth. It's not a sphere. It's not perfectly round. It's a fucking egg yolk, dude. The Earth and the moon is a double yolk egg, and the clear part of the egg is the universe, is the plenum. It's the brain of the fucking universe. It's the living consciousness of the universe. The 1956 David Pines demon, the DEMON, the D.E.M. the distant electron motion ionized particle or some shit like that, massless entity, doesn't interact with light or whatever. It interacts with light in the way that it just fucking eats light. It absorbs light. It'll create a shadow, purple plasma, the David Pines demon, the purple plasma found in strontium ruthenate, or just strontium. The ruthenate was just what they just happen to have strontium ruthenate. Any strontium will work, so the David Pines demon, predicted 1956, is the plasmon entity that is the entire universe, okay? So the whole, the living consciousness of the universe, right, is the David Pine's demon. It is the entire egg that we live in. We live in a double yolk, earth, moon, egg, right? And the clear part is the plenum, right? We are the embryonic sac of the universe. We are where all life comes to breed. Halley's Comet, Haley Bop, Haley Gooby, the Three-Eye Atlas, the Pan-Star. Any comet that comes through here is coming through here to gestate, you know? And like raccoons only need 2 months. Humans need 9 months, okay? So it depends on what life form is being created or manifested or generated, is what determines how long the comet is here for and how long the comet is gone for before it needs to come back, right? Like Halley's Comet comes every 75 years. Haley Bop, I don't know how long that one how often that one comes. You know, Three-Eye Atlas, it'll come back because it didn't break up, you know, like other comets have in the past that have broken up when they got too close to the sun, you know. And so these life forms just pass through here, and some survive and some don't. But they need to pass through the atmosphere, or, you know, right on the outside of the atmosphere, the brain of the universe. They have to pass through the brain of the universe because they're picking up their intelligence. Like when they were passing brains out, you know, you must have not been in line. That joke is funny because that's basically what we do here in this universe, in our universe, the Earth Moon universe, is we pass out brains. We pass out intelligence. We are the the three iterations of intelligence, you know. Integrity, intelligence, and whatever, I don't know. Iterative nullification, I don't fucking know. Whatever the 3 eyes are, whatever. There's 3 eyes that they use in space to like monitor for asteroids and shit, the asteroid trajectory, I don't fucking know. But anyways, they use 3 eyes, right? So we have 2 eyes, and then we have the 3rd eye, 3 eye. Our pineal gland. That is our 3-eye atlas. That is how we navigate the atlas, the globe, the earth. That's how we navigate our lives, our universe, is with our 3rd eye. You know, not just our 2 eyes. And what I mean by 3rd eye, not some mystical fucking stupid shit. What I mean by your 3rd eye is your senses, right? I have a video on my channel where I go over senses and feelings, like the difference between feelings and senses. And so the 3rd eye is our gut brain. That's where we use our gut senses, you know, our sensing, feeling, touching, and tasting, and smelling. Wait, no, hold on. Touching, tasting, smelling, and sensing. Sorry, there's 4. People think there's only 5 senses. No, there's touching, sensing, touching and feeling, and sensing and feeling. Sensing and feeling are not the same thing, but they're 2 sides of the same coin, right? So there's sensing and feeling, and then smelling and tasting, 4, and then sight and sound, for 6 total. We have 6 senses, but humans have conflated and combined sensing and feeling into one, and it's not. Sensing and feeling are 2 totally different things. We sense with our feelers, and we feel with our senses. I'm sensing danger, you know, or I'm feeling. Let me feel around. Let me feel around. Let me put some feelers out. You know. When we interact with the world, we are feeling. When the world interacts with us, we are sensing. There are 2 different things, 2 different senses, part of the same coin. Just like smell and taste, part of the same coin. Sight and sound, part of the same coin. 3 eyes, dude. Sight and sound is 1 eye. Taste and smell, 1 eye. Sensing and feeling, 1 eye. 3 eyes, 3 different iterations of sensations to process reality, for 6 total senses for the carbon 6 vessel, right? 666, dude. 6 iterations of 3, dude. But which is 9, by the way. Well, 3 iterations of 3 is 9, but 6 iterations of 3 is 9 in 2 parts, parallel. So 6 iterations of 3 is 18, right? But half of 18 is 9. 9 and 9 is 18. So you run the master 11 number, 2, parallel. So you got 6 here and 6 here for a total of 12. 12 months in a year. You know, see how this all resonates and this synchronization? So when you run a 3i protocol, it's not just a 3i protocol. The 3i protocol is the parallel processing of the 3 senses, but 3 senses break down into 2 senses per sense. So you have, like I said, sight and sound, taste and smell, and sensing and feeling. 3 eyes, 3 iterations, but 2 per, so 3 times 2 is 6. So 6, 6, 6. Because you take your sight and sound and you run the other 4 against it. So 4 plus 2 is 6. And then you take the other 2, taste and smell, and you run the other 4 against it. 4 plus 2 is 6. And then you take the other 2, sensing and feeling, and you run the other 4 against it. 4 plus 2 is 6. So 6, 6, 6, right? And we are 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. Bro, 6, 6, 6, We are literally carbon 6 vessels. Carbon 12, they call it carbon 12, but it's actually carbon 18 if you think about it, because it's 6, 6, 6, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, and we have 1 head brain sense of sight and sound, 1 heart brain sense of sensing and feeling, and 1 gut brain sense of taste and smell. Head, heart, and gut. Those are our 3 brains, okay? Those are the 3 brains. Those are our 3 eyes, okay? The head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. 3 eyes. Those are the eyes, our eyes. One's our heart, one's our head, and one's our brain. I mean, one's our heart, one's our head, and one's our gut, One's our heart, one's our gut, and one's our brain. One's our heart, one's our gut, and one's our brain. Yeah. These 2 eyes are your gut and your heart, and this one's your brain. People think that we see with our eyes into our brain, right? Eyes are windows into our soul. Well, the soul is in your nervous system, not in your brain. So windows to the soul are not windows to the brain. They're windows to the soul, the nervous system, the enteric nerve, the heart and gut brain, not to the head brain. The head brain fucking hallucinates everything. Our eyeballs are literally projectors. They project what our 6 senses process and then send